Hello guys, Evans here once more. Welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm gonna be winding up on the 2016 Specimen Paper 3. We've been looking at in the last video a section on web authoring, and so in this section, I'm gonna be winding up on presentation, and we're gonna be looking at task 4 training notes. I'm gonna be using PowerPoint 2016 to do this presentation. And so yeah, without wasting much of our time, let's dive into the work for today. So the scenario is that you are going to produce some notes for an audience of trainees learning to develop web pages for Super Scuba. Okay, so step 31, examine the file p3training.rtf and open it in the most appropriate software package. Okay, so make sure that your name, center number, and candidate number are placed within these notes, and replace each answer here with a suitable method of reducing the dimensions of an image for use in a web page. Okay, so let's go. Now if you're just joining me in this video, I did create a folder where we were working with for the files for this paper, and so we have done data analysis and we have done web authoring, and so we just need now to look at. So these are the files that I'll be working with. So just go ahead and examine the contents of P3 training. Open it with Word, and then you can go ahead and examine the contents of this. So in most cases, you notice that the navigation pane is not there when you open this file. It is usually like this, and so when you just click on this one, you notice this is heading 1, this is heading 1, and these I don't know what style was defined for this is heading 2. Okay, so this is heading 2, and then if we check this one, this is also heading 2, and if we check this one, um, it is heading 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, so usually for you to really know how to deal with these files properly, just go to view and switch on your navigation pane. And like I said, by default the navigation pane is switched off, and so you may not be able to see the hierarchy properly. Okay, so go ahead and switch on the navigation pane and you'll see the hierarchy of files that you have here. So you'll see you have got all these files and different levels that you have. Okay, so just by clicking the files like this, okay, so you can tell right from here you've got 5 levels. Okay, the first headings, there are 5 of them. Okay, and usually if you are going to import a file which is created in this way, it will show you that each of these first level, or the zero order or the zero level, which are these and then this is the first level. Okay, this is the zero level, and this is the first level, this is the first level, second level, and so on and so forth. So there is some sort of hierarchy. So what happens is that when you import a file like this into PowerPoint, the first level, which rather the first order, which is the zero order, the zero level rather, will be the number of slides. So Super Scuba, image resizing, 2, style sheet, and evaluation, and whatever, all these are going to be slides, and the names themselves are going to be the headings on those slides, or the titles on those slides, because they are in the order of heading 1. Okay, so that with that explained, um, such files are, it's possible to import them into PowerPoint, and because they are arranged in this order, there will be slides, and these words here will be the contents on those lines. So without wasting much of our time, let's open PowerPoint and really find out what I'm talking about. So right, so what we're supposed to do first of all, before you import a file, is to actually delete this first slide. Okay, the reason we're deleting it is because when you import the other file, this slide is going to be there as well as part of that file, but we don't want that. Well, you can come and delete it later, but I prefer deleting it now, so that the only thing that I'm going to import is actually um, um, the, the file itself. Okay, so to delete it, just simply select it and then hit delete on your keyboard, and it will be deleted. So with that said, let's go to new slide and then go to slides from outline. Okay, slides from outline, and then click there, and then browse to the location. For me, it's in desktop, and then this folder, and the file in question is p3 training. So I'm going to insert it here. Whatever, show help. Okay, so probably the reason it's doing this is because I'm using this file. Let me just close it and then try to import it again. Okay, just try to import it again. So guys, make sure that before you open the file, you have closed it in the program that is using it. For example, I'd opened it in Word document and I did not close, and then it gave me some error when I attempted to import it. So at least some of these things is good that you learn them the hard way. Yeah, you learn them the hard way so that you don't you know, really, most of the stuff that we learn in school, we learn it by what is known as the school of hard knocks. Okay, meaning you learn it by experimentation, and by learn it by mistake. The more mistakes you make, the more you actually find the solution to the answer. I was told the story that the guy actually who invented some electrical bulb actually failed many times, and I don't know how many times, but for example, let's say he failed the 99 times, okay, and on this 100th time, when he managed to fix and I mean discover the bulb, and he was asked the question to say, I mean, how come you failed 99 times and only you came to fix it only for this one? Don't you feel bad about failing the 99 times and stuff, And I was told that the guy actually responded, said, no, I did not fail 99 times. I was only trying to discover 99 ways in which the bulb would not work out. Yeah, so I mean, failure in life is part of growing. We should learn from the mistakes and then build on that, and we'll be best and good students. Okay, so let's continue with that. So you notice that we've already imported, like I said, once we import these the level orders will be the headings on those times. So you see that super scuba was order 0, and then it is the heading on this slide. Okay, so you have all these different slides that we're going to do. So let's click on the first one and let's go back to the question paper. Okay, so we examine the contents, we did that, and then we have to make sure that the name, center number, and content number will be placed within these notes. So what this is asking us is actually to put a header or footer, okay, within the notes that we have. Okay, so let me go back to that. Let's go to insert, and then insert header, footer, and then under slide, and we're going to put a footer, and this footer is going to be let's say it's going to be Chikasa Evans, and then ZM556 and 0001 as my candidate number, and apply to all, not just to one but apply to all. And you'll see that at the bottom there you have all your candidate details on every slide. Okay, so um next step, replace each answer here with a suitable method of reducing the dimensions of an image for use in a web page. Okay, so let's come back. So each answer here, it's this one and this one. So methods, and then this is resizing image 1, and then this is resizing image 2. So here we're going to put the different methods of resizing an image. Guys, I must say here that usually when you're building web pages, there are practically two ways that you can resize images in a web page. The first method is that you can use a graphics package to resize your image. Like for example, you can use Picture Manager or Photoshop or CorelDRAW and resize this image in that application, and then go and use it in a web page. Okay, the other method, of course, is that you can use the web development environment, which is the application that you are using to develop web page. For example, Notepad, or you can use front page, whatever, but you can go to the source code and resize the dimensions from there. Okay, so let's look at the two methods that you can use. Okay, so method 1 is that you can use graphical or a graphics package such as CorelDRAW. CorelDRAW. I don't know if it's CorelDRAW, it's one word, but let's put it there. CorelDRAW, or Photoshop. Photoshop, or picture manager. Okay, picture manager to resize your work. Okay, so to resize the picture, save it, and then use it in your web page. Okay, in your web page. Okay, so this is very important. So you can use any of these um, you can use any of these methods. Okay, I could have demonstrated that, but that's not important for now. um, the other method that you can actually use is using the HTML code. You can let's say set the dimensions in brackets, the width, okay, the width and the height. Okay, um, so using the HTML code in the source code, you can set the dimensions using the width and height. What I mean by this is, for example, you can say e.g. You can say image source is equal to, then you provide the path for the image, okay, where the image is located in your on your drive, and then you can set the width, let's say, to be 100 pixels, and you can set the height, let's say, to be maybe 80 pixels. Okay, like that, and then you close tag. So what you've literally done here is that you have defined that for this image, which is represented by this path, can you set it to be 100 pixels and then a height of 80 pixels. So these are practically the two ways that you can use to resize the image. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. I'll come back to step 32. Replace each advantage of method here with an evaluation of why you would choose each method selected in step 31. Okay, so what this means here is that on the next slide, they want us to define why would I prefer using this method as opposed to this method, and why would I use this method as opposed to this method. Okay, so they were supposed to evaluate the two. Okay, so method number one, people would opt to go for this method because it actually makes your file size to be reduced before it is used. Okay, usually when you have, for example, a file, let me just say for method one, let me just put it here. When you have a file which is as large as 3000 pixels, let's say by 2000 or by 2500 pixels, this is a very relatively large image produced by those high definition cameras, and it can be a very big file to load in a web page. Okay, and so people actually will say, but why would I go ahead and use this file as big as this, okay, to kind of take time to load and to occupy so much space on in the website folder, and so on. So people opt to reduce this file. Let's say they reduce it to 300 pixels um, by 250 pixels. Okay, so this file is relatively small in size, and it can load faster than the other file. So you see already that's the advantage. So the advantage, the first one is that the file is reduced in size before used. Okay, before being used, therefore 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 occupies, okay, less space on the disk. Okay, less space on the disk. Okay, less less space on the disk, and takes less time to load in the browser. Okay, so that is one of the advantages. The file is reduced in size before being used in the HTML code, and so it occupies less space on the disk and also takes less time. So less time to load. So there are about two reasons that I've stated there. These are the consequence of having a file which is small in size. It occupies less space on the disk and also takes less time to load in the browser. On the other hand, when a file is reduced in the code, okay, what happens is that the image quality is preserved, okay, because at the point at which you are loading the file into the browser, that's at the point at which it is being reduced from the HTML code. So the quality of the image is maintained. So the quality of the image, also known as the picture resolution, is maintained. Okay, so the picture is more similar, not just necessarily 100% close, but it is closer to the quality of the picture that you have, the original picture. Okay, so yeah, so that these are the two main advantages actually of reducing rather resizing the dimensions of the picture, either using a graphical package or using the HTML code. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the next step. Okay, replace evaluation here with your evaluation of the appropriateness of the style sheet saved in step 21. Okay, so we're talking about the style sheet that was saved in step 21. Now, um, may I also just, for the sake of this video, let me just open the web page that actually this style sheet was attached, so that we can make some critiques on that web page. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is to go to the folder which we have, which we've been working with, and so this is the style sheet that was saved, that was created, and this is the file actually that we attached the style sheet to. So I'm gonna open this one. Um, I'm gonna open this one in the browser and just check out how it is going to appear. Okay, so this is in the browser and how this work is. Now, for the sake of you who are joining me in this video, you may not know what the style sheet actually did to this web page. If I had the file here, I could have opened the actual file so that we see. I don't know if I have the file anywhere near. Let me just check on my desktop. Um, 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 yeah, I hope this is the one. Let me just open it as well side by side so we check what happened. So actually this is the file that was given to us by by Cambridge in the source files, and this is what the web page was looking initially. Okay, and this is now how it looks in the original after touching the style sheet. Okay, so the question is, they want us to criticize this style sheet. How appropriate is this style sheet? How is it suiting this web page here? Okay, so you can talk about both the advantages and the disadvantages of the style sheet. Already, like for me, I'm able to tell the advantages. For example, the background color is able to suit very nicely with these images, this sign, but the background color doesn't suit the image here that you have here. Okay, so these are some of the advantages. That in this side the images are perfect because you have got some blue and some blue here. It blends in very well, especially the middle image and this one, other image, they blend in very well. But this other image, this side, is just off. Yeah, forgive me, but this one is just off. It's more gray and more black, and blue doesn't really suit well. If this picture was in colored, it would have looked perfect. Okay, and then the other thing that you can criticize is that the font size of this heading is just too small. It's close to this one. I mean, it would have looked nice if this is the title of the website. If it was bigger, maybe from there all the way to there, it would have looked perfect. Okay, and then yeah, the image is, the logo is fine. I don't mind about that, but also take note that this text is too small. Okay, it would have looked nice if this text was enlarged a bit and then maybe centered. Okay, so that it kind of stands out. So these are some of the critiques that you can make about this stuff. So let's go back to our presentation and make some of these critiques that we can put. So evaluation, so you look at, first of all, how many marks is evaluation carrying? It's carrying 3 marks, so which means least 3 points. Okay, each point will carry 1 mark. So one, the title could have been enlarged so as to make it to make it stand out. Okay, that's one. Secondly, I talked about the background color of the image. The background color of the image, remember the British color is that, so the back rather the yeah is the British color is that. So background color of the image is let's say fits or blends, actually blends is well, so blends in well with the background color of the images inserted. That is the image of the turtle, image of the starfish, not fish, and image of the shark. Okay, they kind of blend very well. You can also criticize that the image of the um, sunset picture does not suit the background image of the style of the body. That's the body. You can also talk about the font size. Remember, I've put 4 points there, but it doesn't really matter. It's for the sake of this video so that you guys have many options. So the font size of the descriptive text could have been enlarged and centered so that it stands out. Okay, stands out. You can also have chosen to use the heading 2, okay, for the font size of the of these. Okay, let me just come back here. Where is my star? Okay, see here. Okay, so here we could have used maybe something relatively bigger. I'm not sure the font size that is applied to this one unless I go back to but this one could have been maybe font size 2 and stuff. Okay, so maybe let me just remove the last point so that we don't, yeah, so centered, not cantered, come on. Centered, it wants this kind of center. Okay, so what actually we could have done, what I was trying to write here for the last one is that we could have made the font size to be of style heading 2, and that would have made it a little bit larger, just almost the size that we are seeing here. This is almost style heading 2. Okay, yeah, so that said, we do with the last step. For replace each layer with the name of the web development layer. For each layer, explain what it is used for. So remember guys, when we talk about web development layers, there are basically 3 types of layers that we have. Okay, so we have what is known as let me just say the content layer. Okay, then we have what is known as the presentation layer. Okay, then we'll have lastly what is known as the behavior layer. The behavior, I think it should be the behavior layer. Okay, so these are the layers that you find. So what we're going to do, we are told to actually explain for each layer what it is used for. Okay, so the content layer, this is where this is where the content, okay, contents of the page are displayed. Okay, the contents can be things like videos. You can have things like texts. You can have things like audio. Okay, not audio. Then you can have things like images and so on and so forth. Okay, images and stuff. Okay, then the presentation layer, guys, uh, this is responsible for the appearance. Okay, the presentation layer is responsible for the appearance of the content. Okay, okay, the appearance of the contents. What this means is that we talk about the appearance, for example, of this is where CSS styles come in, and under CSS you look at maybe the color of the text, text color. Let me just say text color. Text color. Um, you can talk about um, um, text color. Then you can talk about font size, um, font face, okay, etc. Okay, and lastly the behavior layer. This is um, this involves things like what are known as scriptings, e.g. You can talk about animations. Okay, your animations on the page, animations. Okay, and how these are actually so scriptings, scripting, let's just say scripting, so animation and so on and so forth. Guys, I'm running out of time. I didn't want this video to be very long. Let me just go back here. Save and print your notes for the trainees, and so make sure that you have entered your center number, candidate number, and name on your notes for the trainees. Okay, so done with that, then print your evidence document. Okay, then make sure that you have entered center number, candidate number on every part of your evidence document. Okay, so this marks the end of this paper. uh, what I hope you've learned one or two things. Sorry, I had to cruise at the last minute because I didn't want this video to be very long. And so if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel and then watch this video, learn something, and so on and so forth. And if you have any question, you can comment it out in the comment box. If you have any paper that you'd want me to work through, add it to the list. I have a number of papers that people have given me that would want me to work on, but I'm just winding up on the 2016 specimen paper 2 paper videos, and I'll be able to post them in the course of this week. I hear some of you are writing the exams, so I wish you the very best as you prepare for your exams. Alright, so this has been Evans, and I'll see you in the next video.